In 1258, the Mongol Empire roared across Asia like a storm, swallowing lands from China to Persia. Under Kublai Khan, their armies demanded all kingdoms kneel. But in Dai Viet, a land of rivers and jungles, King Tran Tong, a young ruler, stood tall. His Tran dynasty guarded Thang long, a bustling capital with dragon banners. When Mongol General Uryankadai marched south demanding surrender, Dai Viet braced for war. With clever tactics and fierce hearts, the people vowed to protect their freedom, no matter the cost. Kiet, 22 and wiry, sat by the Red River, mending a fishing net. His hands moved fast, knotting ropes with skill honed since childhood. Beside him, his sister Lan, 15, braided reeds into a basket. Her eyes sparkled as she spun a tale.
The dragon soared from the river, spitting fire at enemies,
She said, waving her arms. Keat chuckled.
Lan, you make every fish a dragon. Keep braiding, or we'll have no baskets for market.
Lan stuck out her tongue.
You're no fun, Kiet. You'd rather stab fish than fight dragons.
Kiet touched the old sword at his side, nicked from his father's soldier days. In their village near Thang Long, life was simple. Rice paddies, bamboo huts, water buffalo plodding through mud. But Kiet's heart wasn't calm. He practiced swordplay in the grove, slashing bamboo, dreaming of battles.
I'll be a hero someday.
He told Lan, his voice soft.
Heroes don't just dream.
Lan said, tossing a reed at him.
Father says they protect.
Their father, gray-haired and limping from an old wound, had fought for Dai Viet. By the fire, he told stories.
Our land is a dragon,
He'd say.
its spirit never breaks.
Keat clung to those words, but doubt gnawed at him. Could a fisherman face real enemies? His hands shook when he thought of war. That morning, hooves thundered into the village. A rider, sweat-streaked, shouted,
The Mongols are coming. They demand our king bows. Uryankadai leads a giant army.
Villagers gasped. Mothers hugged children. Elders whispered of Mongol horses crushing cities. Keat's net fell, his heart racing.
Bow, never.
He said, voice steady despite his fear.
King Tran Tong will fight.
Lan grabbed his arm.
Kiet, they burn everything. What if our village is next?
Keat's stomach twisted, but he forced a smile.
They won't. We have the river, the jungle, our people.
Inside, he wasn't sure. War wasn't like his father's stories. It was real, and it scared him. Lan clutched her half-finished reed charm.
Even father's worried. Be careful, Kiet.
Kiet looked at the river, shining like dragon scales.
Father says Dai Viet never kneels. I'll make him proud.
That evening, fear gripped the village. Elders met, muttering about Mongol conquests. Kiet's father sharpened his spear, his face grim.
The king needs warriors.
He said.
Brave ones, not just soldiers.
Kiet's heart pounded.
I'm going, father. I'll join the king's army.
Lan's eyes widened.
Kiet, you're a fisherman. Mongols aren't fish.
I know rivers.
Kiet said, gripping his sword.
I can learn to fight. I'll be back, Lan.
She hugged him, slipping her reed charm into his hand.
For luck.
She whispered.
Don't die.
Kiet forced a grin, tucking the charm into his belt.
I'll be a hero, not a ghost.
The next morning, Kiet trekked to Thonglong. The Red River guided him, its waters calm. Doubt crept in. Could he face Mongol swords? He pushed it down, remembering his father's words. Near the city, dragon banners flapped. The royal camp bustled with soldiers sharpening spears, their faces hard. The air smelled of sweat and steel. Kiet's knees shook. The camp was chaos, men shouting, horses snorting. He felt small, a fisherman among warriors, but he squared his shoulders, finding a captain with a scarred face.
I'm Kiet, from the river village.
He said, voice cracking.
I want to fight for the king.
The captain eyed his sword.
You're young. Can you scout? We need eyes on the Mongols.
Kiet's throat tightened. Scouting meant danger, but he nodded.
I know every reed by the river. I can sneak like a shadow.
The captain grunted.
tonight. Find their camp. Look for supply lines. Don't get caught.
Kiet's stomach churned, but he stood tall.
I won't.
That afternoon, a soldier named Tuan, gruff but kind, saw Kiet's nervous grip on his sword.
Scared, boy?
Tuan asked. Kiet nodded, ashamed.
I've never fought. What if I fail?
Tuan clapped his shoulder.
Fear's normal. Hold your sword steady. Breathe slow. And move fast. You'll learn.
He showed Kiet how to swing low, aiming for legs, and how to dodge in tight spaces. Kiet practiced, sweat dripping, his hands steadier. Each swing felt stronger, his fear fading a little. That night, the moon glowed silver. Kiet crept through the jungle, sword at his side, Lan's charm in his belt. His heart thumped, but Tuan's words echoed, breathe slow, move fast. The Mongol camp sprawled across a hill, tents, torches, snorting horses. Kiet hid in the reeds, his breath steady now. He was no soldier yet, but he could watch, think, survive. A giant man barked orders, his scarred face lit by firelight. Uryankadai, the Mongol leader. His voice boomed in a strange tongue. Soldiers loaded carts with grain and arrows, rolling from a trail by the river bend. Kiet's eyes narrowed. That trail was their lifeline. If Dai Viet burned it, the Mongols would weaken. Kiet memorized the path, his mind sharp despite his racing pulse. He turned to leave, but his sword brushed a stone. It clinked, loud in the quiet. A Mongol guard spun, torch swinging toward the reeds. Kiet froze, heart slamming. Tuan's words rang. Move fast. He pressed flat, mud cold against him. The guard stepped closer, boots crunching. Kiet's hand gripped his sword, ready to fight if needed. He wasn't just a fisherman now. He was ready to face danger. The guard paused, muttering, then turned back. Kiet exhaled, shaking but alive. He crept away, silent as a fish. By dawn, he reached the camp, muddy but steady. Guards let him through. King Tran Tai Tong, young and fierce, stood in his tent, a dragon-edged sword at his side. Generals studied a map, faces grim. Kiet bowed, his voice firm despite his nerves.
Your Majesty, I saw their camp. Supplies come from a trail by the river bend. Carts of grain and arrows every night.
The king's eyes lit up. Well done, Kiet. We'll burn that trail. Their army will starve. A general nodded.
The boy's sharp. Raiders go tonight.
Kiet's chest swelled. He'd faced his fear and helped the king, but as he sat by a fire, exhaustion hit. His hands trembled, not from fear now, but from the weight of war. He clutched Lan's charm, missing her stories. The camp felt alive, dangerous. He wasn't the same village boy anymore. At night, Kiet wandered the camp's edge, needing air. His mind raced. Could he keep up? In the woods, whispers stopped him. He crouched behind a tree. Captain Dung, a tall officer who glared at the king, stood with a stranger in dark robes. Tell Uryankadai I'll open Thang Long's gates at midnight, Dung hissed. I'll be rich when Dai Viet falls. The stranger handed Dung a pouch.
The Mongols reward loyalty.
Kiet's blood ran cold. A traitor. If Dung succeeded, Thang Long would burn. He had to warn the king. His heart pounded, but he felt a new strength. War was scary, but he could handle it. He stepped back, ready to run. A torch flared. A Mongol scout, sword drawn, scanned the darkness. His eyes locked on Kiet's hiding spot. Footsteps crunched closer. Kiet gripped his sword, whispering.
I must warn the king.
The torchlight grew brighter, a blade glinting. Had the Mongols seen him?
Bustled, moved quickly with energy and noise. The market bustled with people buying fish and rice. Conquests, acts of taking over places by force. The Mongols' conquest scared every village in Asia, etched Carved or drawn into a surface, the sword had a dragon etched on its blade. Falter, weaken, or stumble under pressure. The tired horse began to falter on the muddy path. Gnawed, bit, or chewed on something slowly, fear gnawed at her heart as the storm grew closer. Resilient, able to recover quickly from trouble. The resilient village rebuilt after the flood. Scorched, burned, or blackened by fire. The field was scorched to stop the enemy's advance. Treachery, betrayal, or disloyalty. The soldiers' treachery helped the enemy sneak in,